What's going on, guys? It's your man Jay Will, and I am back at it again. Finally got my UMIDIGI One Max in. So this is probably going to be a very premium unboxing experience. I gave it a sneak peek and I was wild when I opened the box. So as you open it up here, you get a little thank you card from UMIDIGI or whatever. That's cool. But more importantly, the phone itself comes pre-wrapped in a nice little case here. And it is a little clear case. I don't know that I'd even want to put a case on this thing. Oh, that is why right there. Do you see this? Nice carbon fiber look to this thing. And it is glass. This is probably one of the most premium feeling UMIDIGI phones that I've ever got my hands on. So let's peel this off. Oh yeah, and to let you know right here, let me get my glasses. Wireless charging is definitely a part of this. As you can see there, gives you a little message. The best part about this is this phone is under 200 bucks. Screen protector already installed. Get that off like a boss, a little bubble I created. This is nice. So going around the phone here, I know what you're thinking. Wow, iPhone 10. And it does kind of have that iPhone 10 premium feel. But obviously this is a little bigger than the iPhone 10. But man, I gotta tell you, this thing feels weighty, nice and good in the hand. Now, I got the carbon fiber edition, but there is a twilight color one where it changes all different colors like purple and green, but I wanted this carbon fiber edition. So on this side here, you've got the power button, which should double as a fingerprint reader. Let me make sure. It's got face unlock. It comes with, yep. It's got a side mounted fingerprint reader. That's gonna be boss. And then you've got, wait for a second, man. Under 200 bucks for this thing, man. Let's get to it. Nice metal sides on here. The fingerprint readers on the side, the volume rocker. You got the dual camera setup on the back right here. 12 megapixel and a 5. And I've been told that this one of the cameras is fake, I guess. Okay. It comes with a 15 watt plus 18 watt fast charging, 4,150 milliamp hour battery inside, Android 8.1. It is global. It works with all the LTE bands. So I'll put my SIM card in here. A 6.3 inch display. This is the SIM tray over there. There's a microphone up there for canceling. And then you've got Type-C and a headphone jack and a speaker down here with a microphone down there. So let's get it powered on here. You got the UMIDIGI and everything else in the box. It was just this stuff right here. This is a pretty good presentation for something that is under 200 bucks. You can't sleep on it. So I'm gonna get my information in here, and this, you can read it there. 12 volts at 1.5 amps, 9 volts at 2 amps, and 5 volts at 2 amps. So I won't use that because I have other fast chargers. But let's get this all put in here. I'm not gonna mess with this. I don't need to get into this right now. This is a nice little plastic case, a little cutout here for the fingerprint reader, but that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and get myself into this phone, and I'm gonna get it set up, and I'll be right back. All right, I just wanted to show you real briefly. This is how it's gonna be when setting up the fingerprint reader. I'm gonna set up my thumb over here, and then I'm gonna add this finger over here. So if I decide I wanna you unlock the phone on this side, just like the Sony phones, you know, you touch it in the right spot. Let me finish my setup. All right, guys, so here we are, this part of the video all set up. And I gotta tell you, I'm impressed already. First with the build quality. This thing looks good, it feels premium. I mean, the fact that it has like this fake carbon fiber thing in the back of the glass here, it just looks good. It's very appealing. And this will look good if any manufacturer did it. You can't deny that. The big FCC branding kind of messes it up, but that's just personal preference. The sides, though, are this metal. They'll definitely probably scratch really easy. So it does come with a case. But I've been playing with this for a little bit. I got all my apps installed and everything is there. Now I'm going to start with the pretty much, you know, you can see I use the fingerprint reader. We'll go over the specs and everything, but first, let's just run through these specs real quick, man. So this has a Helio P23. Normally, I'm not a fan of the Helio P23, but this is running stock Android, so it's doing real good on stock Android. This thing has 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs onboard storage. Now they're calling it the water drop at the top, but you see the cutout. You know, that's the norm of, you know, that's what phones are doing today, moving away from the other cutout that's at the top. Now it is dual 4G SIM cards that can go in here, so you can basically have 2 SIM cards that are 4G. This does get LTE for the US. I'll give you a speed test like I always do. It has a smart antenna technology is what it's saying, so you should get really good signal. It has 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. You know, I'm always on 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It has all the global bands. It has NFC for those that, you know, like to pay for things in the US. I did turn it on. It does have it there. It's got face unlock. It's got the fingerprint reader. You know what I'm saying? It's got the basics. You can put an SD card in here or put one SIM card. Takes up to a 256 gig card, but with 128 gigs in here, you should be really good. I mean, the processors are Helio P23, but it's got that Mali G71 MP2 GPU clocked at 770 megahertz, so it should do well with some gaming. It is wireless charging. As a matter of fact, let me grab my wireless charger. I keep one right here on hand. Let's get that dust off because it's super dusty. I don't use wireless charging very often, so yeah, let's put it on. And it's charging, but I'm gonna turn it off like this so you can see. There it is. You can see charging down there at the bottom. It just powered on. Let's do it again. Look down at the bottom of the screen. You know what? You probably can't really see that, so let me do it like this. How about we do it like this? And see if you can see that. See how it says charging? So it does have wireless charging. So that is a huge plus, folks. That's good. This little $180 phone or whatever comes with, you know what? These affordable phones are getting better, man. So it has fast wireless charging, and it has fast charging through the USB port because it's Type C. 80%, 0 to 80% in 80 minutes is what it says. So, you know, I guess that's fast enough. It does have a 4,150 milliamp hour battery inside, so, you know, take notes of that. You know, so it's really good, man. The RAM is 4 gigs, but it's DDR4, just so you know. I just had to point that out to you. So, you know, overall, I think those are pretty much most of the specs. It's a 6.3-inch display, and it's 720. And so you get the 19:9 ratio, 91.5% body-to-screen ratio is what it's saying. Or screen-to-body ratio is what they're claiming. But it does have, again, that 19:9 ratio. So 720p, so that's why you have 4 icons on the desktop and 5 at the bottom. But the way I solve for that is I go ahead and put on my favorite launcher. But this is stock Android. As you can see, I'm running on my app. So what I found on here, as far as apps go, it has an FM radio. And I know you guys like a FM radio. There it is right there. Right next to my Delta flights. Because it's got a headphone jack, man. That's a huge plus, folks. These affordable phones cannot be slept on, man. It's impossible to overlook phones and this phone right here. Like I said, some of you guys was complaining about, oh, the camera is fake. I'll get to the camera because I used it. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It doesn't even matter if one of those is fake on the back. Yeah, we'll get to the camera. But overall, man, this let's get into these settings real quick. So it's stock Android, as you can see here. And here's NFC right there. And before I go to that, let me swipe down here and show you it has Wi-Fi calling. It says voice over Wi-Fi. So that's going to mean that it has Wi-Fi calling. As soon as I power it on, as you can see, I had a wireless update. I'll go ahead and show you what that is in this video too. But network here and everything. Let me turn off Wi-Fi so you can see that it has 4G LTE. We'll go ahead and let it catch signal. There it is. And before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and go into a speed test. This is a real speedy phone, like just overall, like flying through the menus. Let's see how it does with a speed test. So it connected to UT, and it's on. Like as soon as I turned it on, it kind of dropped in signal. They were like with no bars. I think it might be because it's connected to a server. The UT campus is really far from me. So these definitely are not the 4G speeds that I could possibly be getting with other phones. But it does have the bands though. It's got the global bands. So but it looks like I don't have any signal up there. That's like, this is what my service used to be before T-Mobile service was good in my area. Yeah, I think it's struggling. I'm gonna change the server to another T-Mobile server and see what happens. But it grabbed onto that one, but it does have the global bands. I'm just gonna showing you real time right here. So let's go back and let's click here and let's change this right here to T-Mobile Austin, and let's see if it does better. I don't have a signal for some reason. For some reason, the signal's kind of fading out. Let's do this right here. Let's turn it off. Let's clear it out. Because when I first turned it on, the signal was really strong, man. All right, so I turned it back on. And also, when I had the Wi-Fi turned on, it was doing good. Let's go to mobile networks. 4G recommended, yes. Preferred networks. There's T-Mobile US. Those are all 2G. All right, so let's go in here to access points. Oh, it's on simple. I don't know what that is. Let's go to fast. I don't know what that was. It was on T-Mobile data simple. So let's switch it to what it should be, which is this one right here. Yeah, so let's see how it does now. Let's save that, and let's see if that actually helps. Because I don't get speeds like that from 4G phones. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into, well, maybe I don't have to, oh, I guess data wasn't even on. Oh, it was on, I guess, I don't, let's do that speed test again. Let's just get into the speed test and see what happens, because that data was all jacked up here. Let's see. Opening apps is kind of a sluggish, looks like, you know, and that might be just a Helio processor, but I was doing some downloading in the back, but I wanted to let it finish. So let's see what these LTE speeds do now. Okay, so obviously it's a little bit better. Yeah. I remember, if you guys been following me for a long time, remember in my office in this area, I was getting like those speeds that it was doing before. I wasn't getting 17. So this is pretty decent, man. You can definitely stream over LTE with these speeds. I do it all the time. So that's the network test for you. So I'll solve that right here in the video. We'll do another speed test because some people really like to know, does it work? T-Mobile is so good, man. They're taking all of the service. Now, I know if I go in a different part of my house, I'll get faster speeds because I've actually moved that T-Mobile tower that I have to the center of the house, and now I'm kind of at the back of the house. So these speeds are actually pretty decent for being inside my house because it's a big place and the signal is always a little off, but that's, you know, I'm not gonna be going around the house. It'll probably move to like 70 if I go right by that little tower, but nonetheless, those are your speeds. So, you know, you got your Wi-Fi, the 5 gigahertz band or whatever, plus the 2.4. So this is that stock Android setup here that we all know and love, the screen. So you do have just the basics here, man, and the percentage is showing, but it's just that it has that cutout at the top and it's eating it up all by that right there. So, you know, I got 75% left, and it says about 3 hours left, but I doubt that's going to be true. I just got done doing the setup, so it's working harder right now. Display and wallpaper and everything, this is the norm. I turned off auto bright because it was really flickering, not flickering, I shouldn't use that. It was dimming and brightening too much, and I just turned it to 38%, which is actually really bright. And as a matter of fact, let me show you the brightness all the way up, and I'll turn it like this so you can see it. That's the brightness at 100. Some people keep their screens like that. I don't do it. I don't think I could look at it that long, that bright. In there. Font. Oh, that's just the basics, man. Sound and vibration. It's a pretty loud phone. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Let me see if I can show you something here. Oh, guess I need to give it some V. All right. And the mic is facing me, so I love that one right there. It's a pretty loud ring, you know, speaker on the bottom. If I have a bottom firing speaker, it's actually pretty decent, man. And I saw that when I was like, whoa, you know, that's pretty loud. Let me change this real quick though. The notification was kind of lame. Now switch it to something like that. I don't like all those fancy ones, you know what I'm saying? But Nonetheless, it's got a decently loud speaker on there for volume. Again, this has 128 gigs of storage on the phone, and so I've got all my apps on there, and the total use is only 16 gigs, man. So the system only uses 9. And I got 112 left. So, you know, navigation keys, you know, you can, it says navigation key, but what are they talking about? I don't know. So these are just gestures is what I see here. But, you know, I guess the verbiage or whoever created the phone, that's how they wanted to do it. Now it does have face unlock, and I'm gonna attempt to show it to you right now. I'm gonna do it from behind the camera so you can see how accurate it is. And I can tell you it's not very fast, so check it out. I don't know why it's asking for the pin, but let's get out of here and do it again. It's accurate. It's just not very fast. Yeah, there we go. See, I mean, it's accurate, but not very fast. So the fingerprint reader, if you just rest your finger on there, you don't have to push the power button. It'll unlock it. And I set up this finger too, and that's decently fast. It's not the fastest, but again, folks, think about all the premium features you're getting with this phone for under 200 bucks. I have a link in the description. Be sure to check that out. So go back into settings. Face unlock. It has it. They're calling it Face ID. I don't think it's secure at all. You know, this is a stock Android phone, so you know it's not going to be anything spectacular as far as features go. You know what I'm saying? So overall, man, that's pretty much it. Now let's see what this system update is. It's currently on the October security patch from 2018. This is going to take it up to. It was released on January 23rd. You know what I'm saying? So let me see what the log is. If it shows me. It doesn't say, but I'm gonna go ahead and update it and get the phone updated. So anyway, man, I'm not gonna hang around with this, messing around with that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now show you some photos. But I tell you what, the camera, I said I was gonna get to the camera. The camera is probably gonna be the one thing I don't like about this phone, because it is so sluggish and the settings are lame, straight up and down. So these are the settings. I was looking for the settings and I was like, where are the settings at? They're up in the corner. How would you know to even, that looks like the icon for your photos, but you know, that's down here. So I was like, this is stupid already. So again, that's just my opinion. This is a boss up phone, but the camera is lame already. And here are the settings. This is it. This is all you get. So look for me to post things on social media with these. I'm not gonna probably do any in this one, but in this stereo right here, why is this labeled stereo? This looks more like a portrait shot because it's got the aperture down there. I don't know, man. I just said to myself, whoever created the verbiage for this, I'm saying it's on them. It does shoot in 1080p, so I'll give you some footage on that. It says it has EIS. We will definitely check that. And that's pretty much it, man. So I might post a couple of pictures at the end of this video and you know, everything. We'll see. You just keep watching. But nonetheless, if I don't have any, you know what's up. You have to come back for that. But this is a premium built phone, man. This thing is just absolutely stunning to look at. And I'm really curious how well it's going to hold up, you know, as far as like software updates and things like that. I'm going to put it back in this case. Here's the case, by the way. Fingerprint smudges all over it, over in the phone, but hey, it came with the phone for free, and this metal size on here is definitely probably gonna scratch. This is super slippery, so that's just what it is, man. And that's another thing, man. If you touch the fingerprint too much and don't put your pin in or something like that, you don't unlock it, it already locks you out. You have to wait 30 seconds or something, but you just put the pin in, obviously you can see you get past it. But only thing I'll probably do to this phone, man, not because I want to, is I'm gonna go in here to settings. I like it as is because it's stock. I'm gonna go in here to settings, and I'm gonna go to applications, and then I'm gonna go to default apps, and I'm gonna change the launcher to my favorite launcher, which is the Pix launcher, because I can get 5 across. That's the only reason I'm doing that. I'm not doing it for any other reason, folks. I'm being 100% with you. There is no reason I need to change this launcher for any other purposes. I just like 5 across. And I think that's kind of what everybody's kind of used to. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are used to the 5 across. And that's what I'm rocking with. That's it. It's your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed. A little bit of a lengthy video, but that's how I like to do it. Now, I told you when I do unboxing, I'm going to be a little bit more detailed and show you more and not just open the box on some phones. So there it is. This phone is really premium feel in hand. The software looks like it's running pretty good. So we'll see how it works out from here. Look for more videos on this. Stay tuned.